Alright guys, so welcome back to the Red Bull Wololo Legacy Tournament. We got the July weekly qualifier number 3 here with PSiArc in the red trunks on Rus up against RecoN in the blue trunks on HRE in their game 2 in a best of 3. RecoN up 1-0 so far after a French versus Delhi win. Now we're on Frisian Masters today, one of the new tournament maps. So the beauty of it, there tends to be quite a lot of safe sheep in these little pockets around your base. So players will often opt for fairly defensive or greedy macro scouting pass for sheep for the first minute or so, contrary to most of the other maps. We are often best off trying to go for the mid-map sheep over trying to capture your own around your base first, because the density is just really stacked towards contesting the middle of the map. But seeing as it's Rus versus HRE, we're going to be looking at picking off all these deer to prevent Koinu PSiArc from getting the gold.
Помогите!
Couple of wolves being picked off here by PSiArc, so this would be great for his eco. We can get to that 250 gold harvested. Great for him. Can really help propel his early game eco forward just that little bit. So he's going to jump up another 50 gold as he gets those wolves. Always picked off another 2 here, so another 50 behind that. So he should be well on his way to 250, 275-ish. Be able to get both the Golden Gate and the hunting cabin. And the wheelbarrow at his hunting cabin. RecoN going for a barracks just to get a spearman back at home. Well, he's brought a couple forward just to surround his opponent's base with for now. To RecoN a fairly slow age up for him, but he'll be able to mount some pressure here somehow. With a complete read on what PSiArc's doing at the moment. Well, PSiArc, great sheep haul for him there. Because bearing in mind, that's 80 gold worth of sheep as well, considering he's a Rus player. So he's going to be able to get enough gold for an age 2 eco upgrade out of that alone. Pretty powerful when you put it like that, hey? So meanwhile, yeah, RecoN early spears, so it's going to ward off knights from, ward off scouts from pressuring his workers, and it'll prevent PSiArc from going for an early stables harass, or early form of tower harass, or something of that nature. Sort of locks them both into playing a game of either fast Age 3 or second town center or Age 2, which I think the HRE probably does benefit from. So we are going to see a range just to deny spear use here by RecoN. He's not going to be able to tower PSiArc as such. I mean, PSiArc's going to be having a fort on the wood line anyway. It's pretty hard to try and tower the wood of a Rus player because they're probably going to go for a fairly early wooden fortress on it because of that little eco benefit. Other civs, you know, towering up your wood line, the only benefit is the defensive advantage. It's not going to actually give you any sort of eco steroid, but Rus, you know, OP civ, nah, they're great. And archers here are going to mean that PSiArc can pressure RecoN. PSiArc's going to need to actually add a what are they called? Mining camp onto them. So PSiArc just getting a couple of archers. Don't know if he's necessarily going to keep pumping them out though. RecoN's starting to gathering stone, or has he stopped? Just accidentally gathered it. So PSiArc a little indecisive about whether or not he wants to go for a quick second town center here. Just trying to keep an eye on what RecoN's doing. He's going to go for some stables at the rear of his base. PSiArc, second town center. He has gone for it, but he could have taken this a little bit earlier if he really wanted to push for it, considering he's was at 3 supply when he flicked over what he needed. So RecoN, I think, is just content to play for a quick Age 2 here, considering the greed from PSiArc. So RecoN's initial spears, where have they got to? Like camping the relics with them. Got them all just back at home. So it means PSiArc has been unable to actually scout. The stables go up for now. PSiArc probably knows that something's in the way. Or RecoN, he's seen the stables of PSiArc's. So it's 3 stables 2 range versus 2 stables barracks here. While RecoN just barreling towards Age 2, Age 3. We've got a second town center here for PSiArc, so he's going to start creeping ahead in the Vil count. 28 Vils and 7 military to 32 Vils and 7 military. The Burgrave Palace going down now. So RecoN can actually go for a mix of spears and man-at-arms, and it's really hard for PSiArc to use anything other than knights to hold off with until he gets his own Age 3. So RecoN's going to take that quick tech lead over him and really punish his opponent for the greed here. So HRE really solid at like a Castle Age all-in style, quick castle all-in style play. So keeping it a wall in a couple of the relics. Wants to start putting a bit of pressure on. He's got access to knights in Age 2, but he needs to get Castle Age to actually, you know, step them up to Age 3 stats. So a mix of Age 3 upgraded man-at-arms and spears can actually really dumpster on them. And then, because there's man-at-arms in the mix, they can go and deal with any archers. Knights as well can deal with the archers as well as go and raid. So RecoN's going to have a big advantage with that. Saying that, PSiArc, because he's walling in some of these relics, it's going to make it quite tough for RecoN to actually capture them early. And PSiArc, once he gets his own castle age, Rus, they've got a wonderful monk unit, the warrior monk themselves, which is much faster than other monks. A little bit tankier as well. It looks like PSiArc laying the smackdown now. He's killed a vill or two there. RecoN on 32 vills and 13 army. Well, PSiArc will be able to skyrocket up in vill count now. 43 and 19. RecoN will be eager to take down all the archers as quick as he can here because he doesn't want to thin out his own spear count in the chase. He's actually able to try and wear down the archers there because he wants to deny PSiArc the vision. So he's picked off the scout. One of these relics, able to offer a bit of extra range here for the tower. These other relics under PSiArc's control, he can look at walling off these other ones as well. So going to go fishing over at this little pond. That Burgrave has been used a little so far, but not extremely heavily. Oh, here we go. Yes, it is in use, sorry. So spears, knights, and even a Landschnett or two, because they've got the increased area damage now. That front line making it hard for PSiArc to actually focus down the spears. Now the archers going to cop a couple of hits too. So RecoN, using the fact that he does have the upgraded knights over PSiArc there, to just sort of brute force and gain back a bit of map control, but he'll find that these relics are under his opponent's control for warrior monks to now steal. So PSiArc walling in a third relic now, and the one back of his base he's pretty confident he'll be able to keep. It's a nice cabin for him because it does generate a little bit of gold alongside serving its main purpose as a good drop-off point. Another one here. This is great for Rus. I think he's gonna... Or is he gonna cancel one, or... Must have cancelled it. So RecoN just waiting on Bloom. Oh, sorry, PSiArc just waiting on Bloomery for the minute. RecoN just training another couple of knights. So RecoN having to get a market now. It's a good spot to actually trade with that bottom market. So I wonder if he's going to do that, or just going to use it to flip resources. Because PSiArc right now can definitely mass up a bigger eco behind this. RecoN's only managed to grab one relic so far. Both our players still have a scout alive. They're really getting a huge amount of intel for the minute. So PSiArc still sitting in age 2. It's taken this Bloomery upgrade now. So he's adding a bunch of knights. He's only up to the 3 stables. This is a very expensive army for him to be going for. He is still down on upgrades for the minute, so he's still working on his castle age, while RecoN is looking at pushing in and trying to seize these relics now. So PSiArc, because while he's got a good army size, he's still down on upgrades, and it's probably not a great idea for him to engage just yet. So RecoN actually going to ignore going for the central relics Possibly even going to pressure this one over here and see what villages he can get around this town centre. So RecoN looking at mounting the engagement, but bearing in mind he does still have that castle advantage over PSiArc for the minute, so the Knight's definitely going to be a little bit stronger than his opponents. PSiArc going to have to really make use of the archers to thin out the spears before they can really add some value here, because they are also upgraded against unupgraded Knights. And RecoN going to really clean up a lot of the front line there for PSiArc, so he can thin out the back line now. And some good micro from PSiArc, picking off the prelates, or one of them, before RecoN pulls the rest back. PSiArc's Castle Age going to finish up soon, getting the Abbey of the Trinity with 10 villages. So he is going to have access to quick and cheap monks. You get those warrior monks, so he should be able to get these 2 relics at least, but it looks like RecoN is going to be able to clean up these ones in the center of the map, snatch 2 relics more and come out 1 relic ahead. So he does still have the 2 prelates in tow. It's a little bit costly there for PSiArc to take that fight, I think. I think he was in a better spot than RecoN prior to, but he was sort of needing to wait on the castle, so RecoN, knowing this, pushed up and really took advantage. So RecoN can to work away at the palisades as quick as he can, so he can get the prelate, try and snatch up the relic. PSiArc will be moving in to try and pressure RecoN, considering his eco is pretty fragile. He's playing off 1 town centre, bearing in mind. So PSiArc 74 eco and 19 military. RecoN 51 and 23. So RecoN really needs to deal a bit of damage here to PSiArc's eco and not cop any in response. Otherwise he starts to dwindle in terms of his gathering potential. The Knights still not got their upgrade to turn them from early to the next stage. RecoN will be looking to take a fight with these guys, just garrisoning Vills for now. So RecoN does garrison that relic somewhere. I didn't actually figure out where he put it. Oh, he's put it down here in the outpost, guarding his water at the moment. It's such an important part of his eco. Big horse archer transition here for PSiArc, who in the meanwhile has added a lot more ranges. He's up to 7 right now. Putting most of his eco efforts into that while he's taken this Castle Age. Because I think he realizes if he can sort of break RecoN over the fact he's gone for 1 TC, he can come out well ahead in eco, even if he is a relic or 2 down. It doesn't matter so much. But it sounds like PSiArc now picking up his safe relic, his second one. He's done a good job at walling in his side of the map, but bearing in mind, I don't think these horse archers trade all the well against the Knights once they actually cut through the wall. Oh, and that's rough for PSiArc. Did RecoN actually chop a tree down, or is there just a gap there? I think there's just a bit of a gap there, so that's really tough for PSiArc, because RecoN's Knights just able to stream straight through. This is really rough for PSiArc, because RecoN didn't even have to worry about trying to pay the round or tear down part of the wall. So PSiArc's got to have everything garrisoned and try and defend with a smaller knight count, because he's been massing up the horse archers. So PSiArc, whoa, that's a lot of villagers under threat there. RecoN sending everything in it. PSiArc, and he's going to snatch up the 3rd relic now. He'll actually be in the favourable relic position. these horse archers, they basically just tickle the knights for the minute. So, and unlike the Mangadai, they're not able to get away with just taking pot shots while they kite. You've actually got to stop and take the shots, which is really tough. And the RecoN able to snipe that warrior monk there. So PSiArc finds himself in a really tough spot, and it's just really unfortunate that wall didn't quite serve its purpose at all. Because I mean, if you had to take that long way around, at least the RecoN would have been significantly delayed there. So at least you could get, you know, a volley of crossbows and knights out. Even still though, RecoN was in a great spot behind this, and PSiArc's banking up a lot of wood when right now he needs food and gold just to clean up the knights with crossbows and his own knights or something of that nature. So RecoN just taking advantage of the fact that PSiArc is looking to really try and deal the killing blow against the one TC HRE and just thin out the Vil count with the horse archers. And now RecoN just cleaning up all around PSiArc's base. He's going to be able to take out the town center here. Hasn't started raiding the bottom yet, but PSiArc has to tap out. GG, well played. All these Vils at home are wiped out. That's the series. RecoN takes it 2-0.